Hello, I want to continue on page 30 to see is there any other way to write, in fact, the grammar of sentences of English according to Chomskyan grammar. Well, if you just come back to the last example on page 29, there's still another way for us to write, okay? Suppose I want to write what a sentence has. Earlier we had something that you see here as number 2 in my, in fact, handwriting. Okay, it was a phrase structure T number 2, and there's something like an S, and S has got something like an NP to the left, and another branch VP to the right. There are two branches, okay? Again, we said that there's another way, like number 3, which we said there are labeled, in fact, brackets. Number 3, NP rewrites as the one to the left, NP and VP. The whole is an S sentence, okay? So number 2, it shows us a sentence. Number 3 again shows a sentence. At the bottom of page 29, we have the same thing as number 1 on top here on my handwriting, okay? This is called a rewrite rule, okay? So S rewrites as NP and VP. What does it mean? S has got two elements in it, an NP and a VP. So there are three ways of writing the same thing, formulating the same thing, formulating sentences, phrases, etc. in the new grammar, the modern grammar, the Chomskyan grammar. Okay? Number 1, as you see, we have the rewrite rule. We call it as rewrite rule. The idea is that we say S rewrites as NPVP. Number 2 below it is a phrase structure tree, okay? And you see, it is like a three, it's like a tree, of course it is upside down. And number 3 is something like labeled brackets, okay? Number 3 here, NP rewrites as NP, a sentence rewrites as NPVP, so there are 3 ways. Okay? Now we want to go to have something else. Noun phrases, like for example, like the elephant. Okay, on page 29, an elephant or the child. What do they have in them? Again, we say there are 3 ways. To the right, I have written in my handout, in my, in fact, handwritten materials, that there are 3 ways. On top, to the right, I have written something like NP rewrites as determiner followed by a noun. What does it mean? It means a noun phrase consists of a determiner, like an, and a noun, elephant. A phrase structure tree or a tree diagram shows number the one to the right but in the middle. NP rewrites as determiner, one branch, and noun, another branch. So there are 2 branches. Okay? So determiner is something like an, and N is an elephant. Is there any other ways? We say yes. Label bracketing below. The one to the right, but below. Okay? What do we say? Bracket opens and we have the name below it, NP. And we say that in NP consists of 2 elements, a determinant followed by a noun. The determiner is an, and the noun is, N is a noun. An, noun, elephant, that's it. So this is the three ways that we actually show materials. So if you go to page 31, you actually see these types of things in fact, in the grammar of English. What about other languages? I'm going to talk about Arabic instead of Malagasy. Page 31 talks about Malagasy, but I can talk about Arabic as well. Why? Because Chomsky's grammar is a universal grammar. I can talk about Arabic as well. I can talk about Farsi as well. Okay? So instead of number 12 below on page 31, I am going to show that we have the same thing in Arabic. For now, thank you very much. Wait for my third presentation today.